I see you guys are struggling to create content and make sure it works. And I don't want social media to be your enemy. I want it to be your best friend, because a lot of people are posting on social media, not getting any results. And I did that. I actually had that thing a long time too, until I really understood what were the mechanics, what were the things to do. And I gathered those mechanics and I created a step-by-step process on how you guys can do that. And how we can post everywhere fast and get some results. There is the little step-by-step process I've got for you. My proven content creation method to post on all platforms fast. Hey, step number one, you make a script and a slide presentation for a video with the following sections. So you take a podcast monologue. If you follow the show I'm doing, it follows this exact same process. So you can go back and watch the whole show I'm doing on the Marketing Commandos, and you can look at exactly what I'm doing. I'm following this step-by-step process. First step is a podcast monologue. Second is an interview. Third is the 4 frequently asked questions. Fourth, top X. In this episode I just did, like the top 8 apps and websites that you can use to grow and you make content fast. You can do that in your industry as well. Next thing, the thing that we're doing right now, it's a how-to. In my case, it's how to create a ton of content fast on all platforms. That's my step-by-step process. And then final thoughts, when you basically gather in the summary, do a summary of all the things that you just learned. You do a script, basic script, just the little points of, hey, what are you going to talk about in that step? What's going to be the title of this? And in all those sections. Next thing that you do, step number 2, you go live on the platform of your choice and deliver your presentation. So as I talked about, you can use Restream if you want to go live on all the platforms at the same time. If you want to go on live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and all those platforms to give and to get a maximum amount of reach. That's what I would advise you to do. I'm going to put a link to Restream so you can get it in the description. You can go on live and choose the platform that you want, deliver the presentation, and step number 3, you go, after you've done the live, you save the video. And you go into your editing software and you cut each sections that you just did. Remember the section that I told you to do, like podcast monologue, the interview, FAQ, top X, how to, and final thoughts. You take all the spots and you cut them into pieces. You're like, okay, part 1 monologue, part 2 interview, and you cut all of them apart. Okay. And when you are able to do that, step number 4 is that what you do with all those things, you adapt them to the platform that you want to post them on. So few of them are already adapted. That's the way you should do it. And that's why preparation is important when you do those things, because like you already set it up. The first, for example, the podcast monologue is made to be a podcast. So you don't have to like edit it a ton to post it. You can basically take the video, take the audio and put it on as a podcast episode as it is. The interview, same thing pretty much. People like interviews. Maybe you cut a bit of the moments to make sure it's like fluid and all, but you can post the audio and the video on YouTube and as a podcast episode. Frequently asked questions, I would keep them for like make sure you answer those questions in less than 1 minute, and you take those answers and you put them as little pieces of content, like Instagram posts or TikToks or things like that. Frequently asked questions about your business. Then top X, you can do that, and that's a really fun one. You can put it as a YouTube video, and you can also put it as an article. So you basically use the transcript method that I just shared with you with Adobe Premiere Pro, and you will be able to have that for editing, and you can transcript that and put as well the captions automatically. So if that's something you're interested, check the link in the description. I will share with you an access to that application. But you take all those things and you adapt them to the platforms that you want to put them on. That's the thing that you should do. And after this, you just publish. That's simple as that. So remember that what we just talked about in the beginning. You should always first understand the conversation that are going on those platforms. So don't just post things like that, hoping it will work on different platforms, because different platforms are different goals. They have different goals. They have different conversations going on them, and people go on there with a different mindset. So make sure that you understand that beforehand so you can adapt the content the proper way. Okay,